What is redistricting? Rochester City Council is a 9-member legislative body with 5 at-large members and 4 district members. The 4 district seats are subject to redistricting or redrawing, which takes place under the one-person, one-vote ruling of the United States Supreme Court. So how is a district determined? Every 10 years, the U.S. Census Bureau counts the entire population of the United States, including the city of Rochester. The Supreme Court declared that equality of voting, known as one person, one vote, means that, quote, the weight and worth of the citizens' votes, as nearly as is practicable, must be the same. So the principle of one person, one vote applies to Rochester City Council's district seats based on this ruling known as the Sanders decision. It's important to note that although the decision uses the term citizens and mentions voting, district size is determined solely on population. It does not matter if those counted are citizens of the United States or registered voters. So how is a district determined? It really follows some pretty simple math. You take the total population of the jurisdiction and you divide that by the number of districts within it. The result is known as the ideal district population. Preferably, districts should not vary by more than a very small percentage. And historically, that's been the case when Rochester looks at redistricting its 4 city council districts. Rochester's districts have been quadrant-based and have changed minimally every 10 years during the redistricting process. Since the process in Rochester has historically been fairly straightforward, you can see from these maps, which show past districts from the 1990s and early 2000s, that they vary really very little from today's districts, which were drawn from 2011 census data. This table depicts changes in population within each of City Council's districts over the past 30 years. As you can see in the table, population shifts within the 4 city council districts have been minimal, and they've created a variance of around 1% or less during the most recent census. So in 2022, how can you get involved in the redistricting process? There are several ways. You can take a short survey, which is available online, either at home or on a computer in any of Rochester's public libraries. You can attend an upcoming public input session, which will be hosted by the League of Women Voters in partnership with Rochester City Council. You may be at one right now. The information presented will be provided to City Council, and City Council members will be present to hear directly from you. After holding public input sessions, gathering survey responses, and collecting other input from citizens, City Council will publish a report outlining all of the input they've received. After this report is published, a redistricting proposal will be submitted to the public and City Council. Once this legislation is proposed, City Council will seek even more comments from the community at a public hearing. And after receiving that citizen input, they will act on the proposed plan. Any new districts must be approved by City Council prior to 2023. On behalf of the Rochester City Council, as well as the League of Women Voters, thank you for your participation in the 2022 redistricting process and also for your interest in city government.